Hey guys, my name's Jamin. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access your solid state drive and or your hard drive, as well as your RAM in an MSI GT75 Titan gaming laptop. So the first thing you want to do, shut it off, unplug it from your charger, and then flip it over. After flipping it over, there's going to be one screw in each of the four corners, and there's going to be a screw in the middle here under the factory seal sticker. Keep in mind, I don't know how new your computer is. I don't know what your warranty status is like. Anytime you mess with a factory seal or warranty sticker or anything like that, you risk voiding part or all of some or all of your warranties. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking to break something like this. But this is where your fifth screw will be, is under that factory seal. After all five screws are up, this is your pull tab up here. That's where you can put your hand and exert the most force to take this bottom case off. Just be careful, go slow. You can get it up because those are the only five screws. Just be careful when you are. And that's your main pull tab right there. After getting the bottom case up, this is what you're looking like with the internals of this computer. It's a large, gigantic mess. Large fans, large heat sink, large battery, large speakers, large everything. One thing I forgot to shout out, guys, make sure when you're working on a computer like this, make sure that you have it sitting on an anti-static mat, possibly even an anti-static bracelet. You want to avoid damaging anything as much as possible. If you need any help with any tools or supplies like that for your project, I'll have a link below to my Amazon store, also above in the video. That'll take you to my Amazon store with some suggestions on things you can get. Another thing to shout out, guys, is when you're doing anything inside a computer, make sure the first thing you do is remove the battery before touching any of the other components. Same thing as the anti-static gear. We're trying to get as little power running through any of these things as possible. So remove your battery first thing in any computer repair. The battery here, the wires come up over the top, plug down into the motherboard here. It's a black port on the motherboard and a white plug from the battery that goes directly into it from the top. So to get it out, you would pull directly up from that port. There's a little tab on the left and right of the white plug. That's where you want to do it from. You want to get a little plastic pry tool and jimmy that up one side at a time. You don't want to grab the wires and pull, because sometimes when you grab wires and pull on a plug, the wires can come right out of the plug. So go at the plug, not the wires. After you get that battery plug out, guys, there's really no need to physically remove the battery as long as it's unplugged from the motherboard. Especially in this case, this battery is held down with some pretty severe double-sided tape. So it's actually a major process, a major annoying process to get that battery up. So at this point, just unplug it, make sure this is nowhere near the motherboard, bend it back, get it out of the way, and you're good to continue on into the computer. In this computer, it's such a pain in the butt. They have two RAM ports on the underneath of this motherboard. Most of you stock will only have one of those RAM ports with a RAM stick in it. And then you have these two here that are for additional RAM on top. Unless you really want to get into a major project, I would just stick with these two. There's no reason for most of us to go underneath this motherboard just to put another stick of RAM in. So if you guys are wanting to add RAM, this is most likely where you're going to do it, unless, of course, you're having to replace the RAM because it's faulty, in which case I feel bad for you. But this is where you can access your RAM ports. This is where you can put more RAM in. As usual, each RAM port has a metal spring-loaded arm on either side. And in order to put a RAM stick in here, you would just insert it into this port. You have a long side and a short side, so you're only going to be able to put that RAM stick in one way, the correct way. But get that in there nice and flush, and then just press it down, and it'll click in place with these arms. So that's fairly easy. As far as your solid state drives, guys, this big silver heatsink right here sits over 3 solid state drive ports, 3 M2 slots. One here on the bottom of the heatsink, one in the middle, one on the right. Most of you stock, these will be empty, but these are 3 M2 solid state drive ports that you can have in there. So to get at this, you'd remove this screw here on the left, this screw on the left, this screw on the right, and this top portion of the heatsink will come off. And then again, you can access these three M2 ports. After removing that heatsink right here, this is the underneath of a very large 9.5 millimeter for most of you SATA solid state drive or hard drive. But this is a SATA connection right here. It's upside down, but this, if you unscrew this screw, and this screw, and then pull back on it in that direction because it's plugged in down here. So pull back on it, and then it'll come up. But that's where your operating system is located for most of you. That's where everything is. So you can upgrade this. If you want to keep a large one, keep it 9.5, keep it a big brick. You can get fairly large for pretty cheap, 1-2 terabyte. If you try to get down in physical size, it'll be more expensive. But that is where your solid state drive or hard drive that's currently loaded in there will be. So that is how you get to your RAM for additional RAM. That's how you get to your solid state drive or hard drive, whatever that is down there. So I hope this video helped you out getting in there. If you have any questions, check out the FAQs in the description below. It could save you some time getting an answer. I do try to answer all questions though, so feel free to leave one if you want to. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you next time. And I'll end the video right now with a quick pitch for my affiliate partner, Humble Bundle. At Humble, guys, you can get the latest games at great prices. They also have great ways to save when you're buying. You can bundle your games together in a purchase instead of buying them one at a time. You can also join Humble Choice, which is a monthly subscription service that gets you free games every month. And you can also feel good about your purchases because Humble has donated a ton of money to charity. And every time you pay your Humble Choice membership, every time you use my link, charity gets more. So it's a great website, guys, great place to get games. Check it out with the link above. I'll also have the link below in my description.